Hello, good evening, morning, afternoon, welcome.
To the 9 o'clock news on BBC 7.
Here we are again, and all about the bass. I'm Nathan.
And I'm Lee. Or the captain, as somebody said I should refer to. But I tried to differentiate. I like to be the captain in guitar videos and a slightly more serious persona in the bass videos. So I call myself...
And more serious in the bass video?
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I'm not.
Well, forget that.
What are we doing today, Nath?
Okay, well today we're looking at this rather super bass compressor pedal called the CALI76 by Origin Effects.
Yes, so a few weeks back, our good friends over on That Pedal Show, that fine and dandy other YouTube program that you should all watch, decided that the CALI76 guitar compressor was the best compressor pedal ever invented ever, and you should all rush out and buy one. So I'm sure all guitar players have upgraded their compressor recently to a CALI76, but what about bass players?
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? Because, you know, a compression is a very important thing for bass, and there are at least a million.
At least.
I'll never exaggerate. At least possibly 2 million.
Maybe 2
different compressors on the market. You know, so which one do you choose? I guess probably depends on your budget a lot.
Now you're a studio musician, well, an experienced studio and live musician of some note. Occasionally both notes. What's the most famous? What's the most famous compressor in the world ever? Like studio compressor.
Well, you know, a favourite of mine is the Uri 1176.
Yes, I think that's the sort of allegedly, you know, or you know, the sort of the general consensus is that's the daddy studio compressor. We can't decide how to pronounce Uri, can we? Uri.
Uri, I think.
Uri.
That's all right.
U-R-E-I. Uri.
Yeah. But that is
like the plural of Uris. Is it Uris?
Yeah, I suppose if you had two of them.
Could be. So if you had sort of two Uris, like two Russian blokes called Uris.
Oh yeah.
Could you go? There are some Uri there. Maybe that's
a Gabriel song.
Uri.
Your eyes.
Yeah, that'll work.
As Pete does some unrecognisable version of a Peter Gabriel song there.
I recognise it. Very nice, Pete. Well done.
So look, the CALI76 bass is essentially
getting back on track.
Yes, getting back on track.
That's what this is based on.
Is a modded version of the CALI76 for guitar, introducing a couple of features also that would be more useful for bass than they would be for anything else. And so that's what we're really kind of focusing on in this demo. But it's jolly expensive. This, it's a £280 compressor pedal. So we kind of thought, well, let's get like a £60 one, and let's get like a £160 one. And go, can you actually hear any difference between the three? And therefore, would you justify paying the extra?
Yeah.
I guess before we get into it, one of the things that you're not going to be able to hear, so you'll just have to take our word for it, is the construction quality of the three pedals as you go up from £60 to £280 is obvious. Clunky switch, sort of lightweight kind of casing here on the Electro-harmonix one, through to kind of what we know and love on the Boss. Feels relatively sturdy.
It's all good, isn't it? Boss, tried and tested. You can't really go wrong with it.
This is like in another league of its own. This feels like a house brick for a start.
Does it? There we go. Oh yeah, no, that is weight.
Yeah, that's proper. So if weight and just general.
Oh look, like an electronic switch.
It's a momentary switch, isn't it? So it feels sexy.
Yeah, there's no clunking on that.
Everything feels sexy.
It's clunkless.
And it's got the biggest LED, so obviously is the best. So anyway, so we're going to go through the CALI76 first, and then just do a little bit of like just a comparison between. I'm not really going to tell you anything about what these two other pedals do other than they are bass compressor pedals, and we're just going to literally try and dial up some similar settings and see if you like one better than the other. So the CALI76, I won't quite go through it in order. You've got an in and an out control. So I kind of think, actually, ironically, this is sort of quite important, the fact that you don't normally see an in level on the compressor. And of course, because a compression is an entirely sort of level sensitive and level effect, it doesn't really make a lot of sense not to have like an input gain control on a compressor, because if you haven't got an input, I suppose you've always got the volume on your bass and stuff, but
it depends on the output of your instrument then, in that case. You know what I mean? So maybe this...
So it's quite nice for you to be able to sort of adjust here to get the sort of the input into the pedal that you want to drive the compression effect in the way that you want it.
Yeah.
Output is simply the output level that's going to your bass amp. Here's a control that certainly isn't on either of the other two pedals, which is a dry, wet mix control, and this apparently has been taken from the URI 1176, which allows you to blend your dry uncompressed signal with a compressed signal, just to give you a different, more natural sound, perhaps.
So you can have it all affected,
yeah,
or all not affected, and then anywhere in between, right?
That's right. Absolutely. Ratio and attack release are relatively common controls on other pedals. Ratio is a complicated set of scientific mathematical things going on, but in layman's terms is how much compression do you actually want. And the attack release is actually on this pedal it's a dual. On other pedals it's quite often seen as two separate controls, one for attack and one relief. On the CALI76 it's a combined effect control. That's but it's how fast does the compressor kick in and how fast does the compressor turn itself off. And you can actually see from the dual light here, red just means the pedal is on, and then orange, you'll see it, is kind of like when the pedal is actually compressing.
So the attack thing, obviously, sonically, if you have a very short attack time, the compressor kicks in very fast, and that really sort of gives you a lot more of a percussive effect on what you're playing. And then a slower attack time, the compressor kicks in later on, and so it's a bit more of a gentle sort of effect on the front end of your note.
Yep. The Hpf High-Pass Filter, which again I don't think we definitely don't have on the other two pedals, and I'm not sure I've seen on any other bass compressors anyway, is to do with setting a frequency point at which the compressor starts to work. So most pedals will compress 100% of your frequency range,
which this will do obviously on
its minimum setting. But but they're sort of saying if you want the bass notes to come through uncompressed, and you're just trying to sort of compress that sort of the top end of your note, you can do that with the high-pass filter. So essentially, the more you turn it up, the more it only compresses the top end of what you're playing. Very nice. So let's give you some demonstrations of how all those different things work now. As Nathan plays, you're hearing we've got a Fender Mexican Deluxe jazz bass here, so noiseless pickups and a chunkier bridge and an active preamp.
We're not. We haven't got the active on.
No. Okay. Cool.
Just passive.
You're hearing the little Mark III bass head just DI'd straight into our interface. Obviously, we're hearing it in the room through the little Mark bass cab underneath it.
Yeah. So really, the amp shouldn't be doing anything because we've got the DIs pre-EQ, so it should all be flat.
Yeah, we've got all the EQ flat anyway, and the two little kind of effects that you get in a Mark bass head, so VLF and VLE, we've turned off. So it's just completely. You should
really just be hearing the pedal.
So let's have a little run through with little couple of bars of no effect at all, and then I'll kick it in.
Okay. So, what do you want to hear?
I don't know. What's a classic kind of compressed bass?
Oh, don't ask me things.
I know, you never know.
No.
Obviously, I think that with the compression thing, there's kind of would you generally say that you can have a little bit of compression on almost anything that you're playing, fingerstyle, whatever. But the more spiky you want to play the instrument, the more compression that you would use in it.
Well, yes, it's true. I mean,
so like heavy slap and pop and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's when you'll really see the use of a compressor, because you don't get any notes sticking out too much.
Well, let's start with a little bit of finger style, and I'll just put this in more subtly, and then we can go over to some slap, some slap and tickle.
You got any hard picks anyway?
Yeah.
Right.
I can't tell you how irritating it is to have a Danish bloke standing behind the camera literally dancing and clicking his fingers. But do you?
Yes.
Is it like being at a gig for you where there's one Danish bloke in the audience going like this?
I've done gigs like that too.
In a caravan park in sort of, Aarhus, south of Copenhagen. Yeah.
It's true, yeah. No, I like it. I like a bit of it. That's good. Vibe off
one Danish bloke giving you the eye all night like that.
Never make eye contact with the audience, especially when there's only one of them. It's a disaster.
Anyway, so I'll turn it. I think that the most the effect that was most interesting there, or the one that having the biggest difference, was actually the dry control blending. You could see. So the more I turn it up this way, the more you're just hearing the uncompressed bass, and the more I turn it this way, the more you're hearing the compressed bass mix. But what I didn't really bang the compression up a lot there, so I thought if we now start to do some slap bass, and we'll get into some of the sort of heavier
a bit of pick, sort of somewhere in between, right? A bit of pick bass.
For sure.
That's all it. Okay.
Yeah. Without first.
Oh, without, okay.
It's such a sort of not a difficult effect to demo as such, but it's very subtle, isn't it? Compression, I think.
Of course, yeah. It's not like a distortion, but it really goes like clean.
Yeah,
it's very different. It is subtle, yeah.
And I think what you're looking for in compressor pedals are kind of natural characteristics, aren't they? You want it to almost just.
Well, to be honest with you,
different.
Yeah, because I think that's really what you're going to be spending the money on with something like this. I think we'll see later that a cheap compressor, it's kind of like it gets squashed. You lose all, a load of the
Sucks
sort
the
of
life
tone.
out of it all.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. But we'll see.
We'll see. This one might be the best one of them all. You never know.
It might be.
Right, let's play some slap bass.
Bit of slap bass.
Yes.
Ookie dookie.
So. Nice. Okay, so now we're just going to literally do the, so, you know, can you tell the difference between a 60-pound compressor, a 160-pound compressor, and a 280-pound compressor? So we'll start with the Electro-harmonix. It's got 3 controls, volume, sustain, which I guess is most similar to like the ratio control, I guess, on another, you know, it's like, again, it's how much compression
sustain, I think that's how long it's going to stay on for, I think. How long it's going to
I know
compress
that's
for.
What, oh, maybe it's just, well, maybe it's a combination
you've got like
pedal.
a separate attack thing there, look, fast,
Yeah.
medium and slow. So.
Well, let's see what it does. Let's just, so all the way off. It's how much I think it's just a different word for another. You know, it's how much compression there is. The reason guitar compressors often use the word sustain instead of compression was, if you imagine something being very loud to being very quiet, your ear picks up the idea that something's going from being very loud to very quiet over a period of, you know, 5 seconds or whatever, like that.
And the idea of the compressor is
it kind of, because
smooths it out.
Yeah, so it kind of can't, although it stops it being as loud as it was on day one,
peaking,
but it then sort of stays the same volume for a period of time. So it gives the artificial impression sort of sustain,
right? Despite
the fact that what it really is doing is just not allowing the sound to kind of get lower. Yeah. Anyway, so I think that's what's, so on the Electro-harmonix, I think it's kind of, it is the amount of compression, and then your attack is on this 3-way switch of fast, medium, slow. So I guess if we just get a middle of the road kind of compressor sound out of here, and then we'll do the same on this one and the same on this one, and then we can just switch between the 3 as we're going along. So is that, so here we go. It's just,
sounds good to me.
So here's no compression.
Yeah, I'm losing a bit of tone.
Yeah, lost a bit of top end there, haven't we?
Yeah.
Let's get a similar kind of sound out the Boss one, and then what I'll do is I'll just literally do the 3 together. So here we go. And then finally
I don't mind that.
Yeah,
quite
so
nice.
finally on the Cali, again, I will just get, I'll leave the controls kind of halfway up, which is what I'm roughly doing on these anyway. So let's get, make sure we've got the levels about right. So keep. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but the Cali is the one that's actually hardest to hear if the actual pedal's switched on or not. The bass doesn't sound different.
No.
At least on the settings that I've got. I guess, is that,
I think that's a good thing.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah, that's a good thing.
I guess that probably is. It's a transparent thing, isn't it? As long as the compression effect is still actually happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
If your bass doesn't actually sound any different, then I guess that's the whole point. So now, whilst you're playing, and again, let's go through it. I think we should go through it 3 times.
Okay.
Finger style, pick style, slap style, and I'll just literally turn them on and off one by one, and you can kind of see what's happening. So,
righty-o.
Finger style first. Let's do this.
So,
there you go. I mean, conclusions-wise, I think we often like to leave this, leave the conclusions to the people who are watching to see what you can hear. Certainly in here, there's quite a tonal difference between the Electro-harmonix and these two.
Yeah.
There's less of a difference between the Boss one and the CALI76, which I guess you'd perhaps expect because the price difference is less. You're the bass player. What's your summary? What did you feel or like about them?
Yeah, I like the transparency of the CALI76, and I think probably the versatility of it.
Yeah.
I think if I had the money and I wanted the best compressor I could buy, I'd get this one.
Yeah.
The Boss is nice. I like that. This,
Not a fan.
No, if that's all you got to spend, then fine. But
it does a job, doesn't it? It does a job. If you've got 60 quid to spend, it does a job.
Yeah.
So I'm fairly sure I can hear the people screaming now for some slightly more electro-pop kind of, I know you want it, don't you? I know you want it. I know you want, so you guys realise obviously we've moved away from the Korg Electribe simply because
we've exhausted
we exhausted all of the
it.
presets and I couldn't be bothered to read up how to make my own. So we've got this thing called the Roland JD1X, which is pretty exciting. And somewhere in here is some pretty cool things.
Can you remember where they are?
I think I can. Now what I've got to try and remember. Oh, it's gone. Oh no, it's not. We're not there yet. Here it is. Here it is.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
I told you I'm coming.
Come on, baby.
Give me a second, baby. I'm coming.
Come on, baby.
What's the matter with you? I said I'm coming.
Come on, baby.
No.
Come on, baby.
Have you done the ironing yet?
Come on, baby.
Playing my PlayStation.
Come on, baby.
No, 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 no.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Leave me alone.
Come on, baby.
I just finished level 7.
Come on, baby.
Make me a sandwich.
Come on, baby.
Extra butter.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Stop nagging, baby.
Come on, baby.
I'll be there in a minute.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
I'm just updating
Come on, baby.
my Facebook profile.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Do the washing up now.
Come on, baby.
Then iron my socks.
Come on, baby.
Then clean the place.
Come on, baby.
I'm sick of living in a pigsty.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Going out tonight.
Come on, baby.
You are not invited.
Come on, baby.
Going with my friends.
Come on, baby.
I might be home late.
Come on, baby.
People in a bar.
Come on, baby.
Running out of things to say.
Come on, baby.
Beat your heart out.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
This is the CALI76.
Come on, baby.
Hpf.
Come on, baby.
It's the greatest demonstration
Come on, baby.
that we ever done.
Come on, baby.
Hey, that's good, man. I think you found your instrument.
Yeah. Everything is good when you find your instrument. Right then, so there you go, look, little run through CALI76 compact bass. I will put some links in the description below for where you can find out more about this. I'll put some links for the other two in here as well. my new single is going to be available on iTunes very soon. It's called Come On Baby.
In brackets, I'm a massive misogynist.
That's the one.
I live in the 1950s.
So, yeah, absolutely. Right then, enjoy All About the Bass. Please do subscribe if you want to watch more fun and games like this. Anyway, I've been the Captain.
I've been Nathan.
I'll see you next time.
Bye.
That was so good. You were not invited.